Pep Talk UK, Pro Bs, once again, delighted to be reunited. Some greatness in the building. Two-way undisputed women's champion. 54-60. Incredible, incredible. I'd like to introduce the GOAT and quote, Claressa Shields. How you doing?
I'm doing good. GWOAT, three-time division world champ, two-time undisputed champ. Fastest boxer in history to be a three-time division champion is myself.
Hey, you know
Two-time
what?
Olympic gold medalist.
When I'm in America, they say to me, talk your shit. So you just done that, right? You just talked your shit.
I don't know if talking my shit or if that's giving facts.
All right, right. Okay, look. Listen, the accolades, the achievements, there's many of those, all right? From the Olympics all the way through to your professional career. Sometimes you kind of pinch yourself and say, look, I've achieved so many great things in the sport of boxing. Has it hit home fully?
Yeah, I have my moments, you know, when you're the person that's making history, you don't really get to like celebrate it while you're doing it. It's like you just always look to like what's next. Yeah. And I'm a person that's always looking at, you know, what's next. So I realize the things that I've done and I realize how big of an inspiration and a person that I am. But I also take it into accountability too. Like I still got so much more that I want to do. So I can't really celebrate too much because I don't want to get complacent like some others have.
Oh, okay. We're going to get that in. All right. So you say you've got other things that you'd like to achieve, right?
Yeah.
Sporting wise. Some might say, look, you've done it all already. What more is there left to achieve?
To become a champion in the PFL and MMA.
Okay.
To fight against. I mean, I feel like I beat all the best girls in boxing already, but I would love to do a rematch with Hannah Gabriels. I want to fight against Savannah Marshall, not because Savannah Marshall was good, but because she beat me in the amateurs, and my only loss when I was 17, before I ever won any Olympic gold medals or any world championships. She called me at the beginning of my young career, so I want to fight her and get that W back, and possibly have a undisputed fight against Franchon, the 168 undisputed and the 160 undisputed fight against each other. And other than that, that's pretty much all I want to do.
So look, that looks like the conclusion of your career at 30. Would you say that will take you up to 30?
Or it could all happen this year and next year.
Wow, okay. You're moving rapid. So look, you mentioned MMA, yeah? You want to be a champ in MMA as well. Talk to me about the transition.
It was actually a pretty easy transition. It's all about mixing everything, all the ground game stuff and all your stand-up stuff together and being the best complete fighter that you can be. And the key word there is fighter, you know? So everybody talk about all the different disciplines and all the skills, but it's like the fighting part of it still matters. You have to have a fighter's mentality. And that's how I came on top of my pro debut in MMA, where I was the main event over everybody else fighting in a tournament for $1 million. Like, I'm just here to be a showcase. I'm the main event. I got the most attention and most attraction. And I was able to come on top. But the transition wasn't easy. I spent 7 months at the Jackson Wing gym just training jiu-jitsu, wrestling, adding my boxing to my kickboxing. And also like having a different stance and everything, which the stance is a bit different because you want to be lower to avoid takedowns and stuff. But other than that, it's all the same mentality as it is in a boxing match.
You mentioned obviously the stance to avoid being taken to the ground. Now that's where a lot of guys in MMA with good striking or good boxers, that's what they're afraid of, you know, being taken down to the ground. It's a whole different universe when you're on the floor. What was that like for you? Obviously, you know, with your MMA debut, there's a possibility that you might have to go to ground, right? What was that?
It wasn't ever a might for me. I just kept telling everybody, like, I'm gonna end up on the ground. Like, that's why we work so much on the ground game. I'm very knowledgeable on the ground. So now you put in arm bars, so now you put in triangles. So I'm not afraid to go to the ground. Like, I was afraid to go to the ground when I lacked knowledge, when I lacked knowledge in MMA or just jujitsu and wrestling. But now that I have that knowledge, I'm not scared to go to the ground. And I feel like I learned a lot of things inside the cage when I was fighting, and I learned a whole lot when I wasn't inside the cage fighting and I was just at practice. So I'm going to take everything I learned and use it in my next fight, but I'm not afraid to go to the ground.
All right, man. Talk your shit, man. Talk your shit, as they say. All right, okay. Look, I did see on your YouTube channel that, you know, you're stepping into the acting world as well. Talk to us about the transition also into acting also.
I'm just a pretty good actor. I mean, like, they give me my lines and, you know, tell me what I like know like the whole story of who I'm playing. And then I kind of just go into character. It wasn't that hard. I didn't have to do nothing more than 4 to 5 takes. I think like a 4th take on one of my scenes, but I'm like one of the main characters. I didn't have to do many 3rd and 4th takes. I got the lines down. I got the emotion down. I added my own flavor to it. And I think acting is going to be in my near future because they're already positioning me to act in other movies. So I feel like this is a great thing for me.
So Lola 2, what is that film about?
Lola 2, if you want to watch Lola, the first one, get this app called Tubi, Tubi, and you can watch this movie called Lola. And basically, Lola has a tough upbringing. She's in her teenage years. She's trying to figure out, you know, her sexuality and all this different stuff. But she finds this class of self-defense and falls in love with boxing, basically. Meets her husband in the gym. And it kind of goes from there. Like, boxing kind of fixed her family relationships, changed her mentality, made her a better person, gave her discipline. And it's really like a female Rocky movie, to be honest. So I'm happy to be in the female Rocky 2, you know, and like Lola 2, because it really is a female Rocky movie, but it's just with a real boxer, because I'm in it.
All right. So kind of like a female Creed sort of a twist sort of thing as well. But a little bit different.
Yeah. And we haven't had that in women's boxing. I think women's boxing needs to be shown on the big screen. And this is a great way to, you know, do it after 2012 and 2016 Olympics and 2020 also.
All right. I saw you on the gram giving some support to Caroline Dubois, which I thought was fantastic, you know, because she looks up to you majorly.
I think that people get confused. Like, they say that I hate UK fighters, or I don't like fighters from the UK or Mexican fighters, and that's not it. I mean, I don't like Savannah Marshall. She's from the UK, but that doesn't mean that I don't like UK fighters. Like, I love Hannah Rankin. I love Anthony Joshua, Carolyn Dubois. Like, I think she's a young and upcoming fighter, and I love her discipline and just how, you know, how shy she is, but she's hungry. And it kind of reminds me of myself a little bit back in my younger days before I became the GOAT. Because now I talk a whole lot of shit now, but I didn't used to. But just see, like, you know, how young she is, and she looks up to me, and I just want to be one of those girls who give back to the upcoming generation. Like, no other female fighters gave back to me when I was in the amateurs. So I'm happy that I can have my platform and have my accomplishments and actually encourage those girls who are coming up, because they definitely need my support and need my encouragement.
Yeah, no doubt. And you know what? Okay, we've seen a massive explosion in women's boxing over the past 12 months. The amount of good fights. I mean, I've watched so many fights where the women's fights were actually the best fights of the night. And it's crazy. Because I remember when Hannah Rankin started, literally, when she started sparring for the first time, I was in that gym at the time with her coach, Noel Callan, as well. And I think she'd done a bit of white collar, but I saw her just starting out then. And their coach always said to me, look, just watch women's boxing, 3-4 years time, it's gonna evolve and explode. And I believe we're heading that way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, Claressa, we obviously we gonna ask you, about Savannah Marshall. I know this has been going on for a long time. I had the opportunity to see Savannah Marshall only a week ago. We spoke about a potential fight, and I said to Savannah, "What is the roadmap, right, to a fight between you and her?" And she said that you didn't want it until next year. That's what Eddie Hearn told her. Can you clarify from your position what exactly is the truth?
The truth is, Savannah Marshall turned down a fight that my team, when we offered her a fight at 168 in 2018. That's the truth. Now, to speak of this whole thing of, I've never turned down a fight with Savannah Marshall. Me and my team are negotiating because I'm going to get paid whether I'm fighting against Savannah Marshall, Hannah Gabriels, Franchon Cruz, whoever. I'm going to get paid my worth because I have a large following. I'm a superstar. And just because Savannah Marshall isn't a superstar doesn't mean that I should take way less money than what I take for my fights. So it's nothing against, I'm not worried about fighting her. That's the furthest problem from there. It's just the fact that, Savannah Marshall hasn't accomplished shit, but she uses my name to build her resume. All she keeps saying is in all her interviews and every fight and everything she has, oh, I beat Claressa Shields. I beat Claressa Shields. But what else have you done? You went to both Olympics, didn't medal. You went to the World Championships and haven't won a medal since 2012. I had a gold medal in all those tournaments. 2014 World Championships, gold. 2016 World Championships, gold. 2012 Olympics, gold. 2016 Olympics, gold. That's 4 golds that Savannah Marshall will never, ever be able to accomplish, even moving forward. So she uses the fact that she beat me before I won any of those gold medals, and she's riding off of it. And I guess people hate me so much that they're, I don't know, hyping her up. But Savannah Marshall isn't going to be hard for me to beat. I'm actually going to beat her worse than what I beat Christina Hammer. They're similar fighters. Savannah Marshall has declined in her skills since we fought when I was 17 years old. And I've gotten so much better, so much faster, so much stronger. So, just to hear her say some of the things that she say, I just kind of laugh it off, saying that I'm avoiding her. I'm scared of her. Hey, whatever floats her boat. But Eddie Hearn is getting the numbers up because he knows that the fight is worth a big deal. And I'm not going to just be paid pennies because she make pennies. So the numbers are going up. I would love to fight Savannah Marshall. And the only reason that the fight will probably be at the end of the year or next year is because I'm doing MMA. Boxing was too easy. So now I'm challenging myself in MMA. Something Savannah Marshall could never do because she's not athletic enough to beat any of the girls in MMA. I think I don't know if she was interviewing with you or somebody else, but she was saying she wasn't impressed.
Listen, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, I haven't been impressed with any of the fights that Savannah Marshall has had in the pros because everybody she fights has a 2 weeks notice. These women haven't fought in over a year or 2 years. I don't get how she was fighting at 175, supposed to be fighting for a world title there. She skipped the whole weight class of 168, goes down to 160 to my weight class, and we could have fought for all the belts. But since I was going to make history to be undisputed at 154, I had to vacate one of my titles up at 160 because her and Eddie Hearn was crying about me holding all the belts. So I had to vacate, I think, the WBO. She fought Hannah Rankin for it. She beat Hannah Rankin. And I'm her mandatory to fight for that belt at 160 to be back undisputed again. And me and my team have been in negotiations with Eddie Hearn back and forth. So I don't know why she's making up this lie saying that I turned down the fight and that I'm scared of her and I'm asking for ridiculous money. And Eddie Hearn has said in plenty of interviews that he's willing to pay me more than what I asked for, but he's not sending that number that I asked for, not even close to it on paper. He just started getting the numbers up because he's seen that we weren't going to take the fight for low money just because she makes, I don't know, 25K for a fight or some bullshit like that. Just because she make pennies don't mean that I'm going to make pennies. I'm the greatest woman of all time. I'm a 3-time division world champion, 2-time undisputed, and I'll be paid as such, whether I'm fighting against Marshall or whoever, you know. So it's really not like, it's not rocket science, you know. We gave Eddie Hearn the number. He's getting closer to the number. When he gets there, it'll be a fight. But up at first he was saying, oh, you know, he thinks Savannah Marshall gonna knock me out. But if he thinks that, why do he want us to have a 2-fight deal? He wants us to have a 2-fight deal where one fight we fight in the UK and the other we fight in the US. And it's like, if she's gonna knock me out, why are you so pressed about having a rematch? I don't really care. It's like, whatever, but it's like, I'm the champion who hold the majority of the belts. So we're going to fight in the US. And when I beat her and you know, they want a rematch because she's going to lose again, we're going to fight in the USA again, unless me and my team decide that we want to fight in the UK. But like I said, Savannah Marshall doesn't have a large fan base. And she just uses my name whenever she can to build her whole career, because the girls that she's fought in the pros don't even compare to the girls that I've beat in the pros. You know, I want to see her fight against Christina Hammer, fight against Hannah Gabriels. You know, the only opponent that we have in common is, I believe, a Hannah Rankin and Femke Hermans, who I fought early on in my career. But I fought against Femke Hermans for 8 rounds. She fought against Femke Hermans for 4 rounds. And neither one of us knocked her out. But it's like, I don't know, they're like trying to build her up to be like this knockout artist. And Savannah Marshall ain't no damn knockout artist. Like, when I lost to her in the amateurs, I lost to her 14 points to 8. But people get it confused because every girl that I beat in the amateurs, when it was a point system, I beat everybody by 20 points or more. It wasn't nobody who I beat by just 6 points or 4 points. It was like, I literally beat everybody like by a large margin. And she's kind of living off this whole 14 points to 8 points thing. And she's like making her life off of it. So I can't wait to fight her and to beat her and just shut her up. But it's not about me fighting her because like she's not that good. But if they want to, make her out to be this, knockout artist, they can. But they're going to be very disappointed with me and her fight, because I'm going to outclass her. I'm going to outstrength her. I'm going to outspeed her. I'm going to outskill her. And she's going to have to just deal with her telling all these lies for all these years. And then maybe she'll come to reality and maybe she'll become a better fighter after. But right now, her team is just feeding her shit, blowing smoke up her ass and making her think that she's better than what she is. And she's going to have to deal with this loss and grow from it, I guess, hopefully.
All right. Well, look, we do know that Eddie Hearn's got the zone money right now, backing him up.
Well,
so we can get close to that figure.
Money.
Sorry, what was that, Claressa?
He needs to pay like he got the DAZN money, because the price that I had sent him, I said it after I beat Marie-Eve DeCare and became undisputed up at 154. But he's been doing interviews, lying, saying that, oh, we've offered Claressa Shields more than what she asked for. And he's lying. He's lying.
Okay. Was there a figure out there? Or was that like sort of like a
If
private?
you go and watch the Marie-Eve DeCare fight, I told him $750K. I'll get in there and I'll smoke Marshall any day. Anytime, any day. The price that he came at us with up at first was trash. Like, I haven't been paid $150K since, I don't know, 5 fights ago. That's the offer that he made for the fight up at first. It was at $150K. After I beat Marie-Eve DeCare, after he clearly heard me say on national TV when I fought pay-per-view, $750. He just started getting the money up and up and up. I haven't fought for a person under $350K in boxing since even Marie-Eve DeCare, Ivana Habazine, and he just came with an offer of 150. So he must not want Savannah Marshall to get her ass kicked, because I said either match that or come with the number that I said. He just started getting his act together. And he's been lying to the public saying that, oh, she's asking for this much money and we offered her this much, and every time we make an offer back to her, she goes up. He's lying. My number has stayed the same.
Wow. Okay. All right. Lastly, Claressa, Katie Taylor. All right. Do you remember in Las Vegas when I saw you last year? I think it was after the Wilder fight. I think there was a UK fan that kept saying that Katie Taylor is the best ever, blah blah blah, and you didn't like that. And do you remember that? And you said, "Look, I'm the greatest woman of all time. You know, I want."
Well,
yeah.
See, I think you misinterpret that whole thing. I was doing an interview, so I found it rude that he started yelling while I was doing my interview, talking about Katie Taylor is the GOAT, and I found it very disrespectful because I'm doing an interview, and I hate that people don't know like the difference between weight classes, because Katie fights at 135, I fight at 154, 160, and 168. So it wasn't really the thing of him saying she was the GOAT. That wasn't the problem. The problem was him interrupting my interview. But never will I feel like Katie Taylor is a better fighter than me. She's a good fighter. She's actually great, but she's not nowhere near better. Okay.
Okay. She had a cracking fight with Natasha Jonas. Did you see that at all?
Yeah, I did.
Good fight, innit? Real good fight.
No, I had seen it, and like I said, she's a good fighter, but as far as being the greatest woman of all time, that's me. And that was created by me, and I've accomplished more than she has. You know, you talk about the 3-time division world champion, 2-time undisputed, 2-time Olympic gold medalist. And it's not no disrespect to Katie. You know, I think she's a great fighter, but she also has more closer fights than I've ever had. Like her and Delphine Pursoon fight was close. Her and Natasha Jonas fight was close. I've never had a close fight to where people thought that, I lost. So it's like, as far as in, like, I think she got great offense, but I think as far as her defense, she only used her defense with her legs, and she need more head movement, you know. But I've also fought against, you know, girls who have been champions, girls who have came in there and knocked me down, girls who have been undefeated for 9 years. I go in there and take them out without a problem. So when you talk about comparing me and her, it's like you got to be able to do what I do. Like, can she go from 130 to 135 to 140 and 147 and win titles? You know, so it's not a disrespect to her. I think that she got great skills. I got great skills, but I don't take punishment in my fights. I go out there and beat everybody, unanimous decision, no matter what's going on, no matter how it is. So not that there's anything wrong with her. I think that, you know, and really it's what people like. If you like people move on their feet, you like Katie Taylor. If you like aggressive fighters to go in there and dominate, you like me. If you like people that's humble and don't talk trash, you like Katie Taylor. If you like people that talk trash and go on and shit up, like me. You know, it's people's opinions, you know, but during that interview, and it wasn't because he said that, it was because he was toward me. And then also Deontay Wilder had just lost, you know, so it's like, bro, don't disrespect me if I haven't disrespected you. And that guy actually came back in the hotel and was trying to apologize to me and everything after. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, he started apologizing and everything. So he was like, oh, I was just saying that because the camera was right there. I'm doing an interview. Give me 1 second. He was saying that, you know, just because the camera was there. And it was like, dude, look, you can't look, I don't care who you think is the best, but don't interrupt nobody's interview and, you know, say that. So I have nothing against Katie. I'm actually a supporter of hers, and every fight that she has, I inbox and tell her congrats, you know, and I wish her the best, because I'm not a hater, you know, but people try to make it seem like I got something against her when I don't. You know, I'm actually a fan of hers. I watch all her fights. She watched my fights, and we cool. But I think people live in a world where you got to be competitive. But everybody like, look, I told everybody like, look, if Katie wants to come to 147, I would work my ass off to get the 147 just for a fight between me and her, because we are the top tier. You know, but if she feel like she can't make 147, cool. I'm not pressed about it, but that's a fight that I mean, that's a dream fight of mine and also a dream fight of hers, but she can't make 147. So just a dream fight.
Yeah. And obviously that whole Cecilia Breakers talk is just...
Cecilia Breakers can't fuck with me.
Yeah. Off their
Period.
defeat.
I don't even know why they was even saying that. She go in there and lose to a fighter who 9-2. I will stop Jessica McCaskill within 6 rounds. Within 6. And Jessica McCaskill know that. Her and her team right now with Rick Ramos talk about we want to fight Claressa Shields up at 147, but she can't rehydrate past 150. Man, he can kiss my ass. I'm gonna rehydrate up to whatever I want, as long as I make 147. But she can't do nothing with me. Jessica McCaskill's skills are amateur novice. You know, congrats to her for going out there and outwilling Cecilia Brækhus, but Cecilia Brækhus couldn't do nothing with me either. So, you know, all that talk and her being the first lady and all this crap, I never bought into it. And I watched her fights and I knew she wasn't skilled enough nor had enough power or will to beat me. And Jessica McCaskill got a lot of growing to do. You know, actually, I want to see Jessica McCaskill fight against Mary McGee, because I feel like Mary McGee, the champion, the IBF champion up at 140, will also school Jessica McCaskill.
All right.
You ready?
All right.
2 taps. Marking my baby better.
No worries. All right. The champ getting them picks in with the fans. All right.
Yeah,
Claressa.
but I'm recognized everywhere. You feel me?
No. Do you know what? Like I said, man, I know of you, man. You're just straight smoke, straight shooting, man. So, you know, if there's smoke,
That's
you're
the
on
best
it.
way to be. That's the best way to be. And I tell no lies. So that's the truth there.
All right, look, I'm hoping that, you know, you'll be able to come to the UK again like you did last time and, you know, have some of that UK hospitality once more.
Yeah, it was fun over there. It was real fun.
All right. Hey, we've got to thank the quote herself, Claressa Shields. It's been a pleasure and honor. And yeah, we'll catch up real soon.
Okay.
Thanks for your time, Claressa Shields.
Yep, no problem. You're welcome.
Pep Talk. Thank you.